Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in on this Saturday afternoon, um, on this October 16th day. Uh, I have a guest on my show that I'm about to bring in, and you all know who she is very well. She's been here numerous of times, and she's had an incident or something that happened with her earlier this morning when she went to place an order online. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring her on, and she can go ahead and just explain the details as to what happened. So, as all of you know, alongside Jan from New York City Saves Money.
Hi,
Uh,
Steve.
Hello, Janet. I have her, but I'm going to go ahead and let her go into the detail of what happened.
Thanks so much, Steve. Hi, Steve. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for being here today. I mentioned to Steve, every couple times a month, to increase my stockpile and, of course, to replenish some of the normal fresh foods that I need every couple times a month, I will, go online and place an order with that company that begins with letter A. Okay. I'm just saying it like that. Okay. And normally, there's no issue or anything like that. I just place my order and I've been doing it frequently. I'm a Prime member, if you will, and never had any issue. Not that there was a problem, but there is in my opinion, a symptom of a problem, which to me may be connected with some other issues going on in general in life. And you know what happened to me, Steve? This morning when I tried to place my order, normally, every once in a while, you'd place an order on an item and it may say that you are limited to purchase X number of items, let's say 10 or less. And you might come up with that error message every once in a great while under normal situations. That was not the case today. This morning, there were 6 items that came up like that. Now, I put two and two together. I may be jumping to conclusions. I may be entirely wrong. So nothing is written in stone. But it seems kind of logical. I question. The question begs, is this perhaps a sign of the times? Because of certain issues of lack of people available to do certain things like drive and all this and all that and etc. If you watch the news and the current events, you know what I'm saying. I cannot get too item specific. But I'm wondering, Steve, if there is a direct correlation that is a symptom of things to come. And the real question begs, what do we do about it as shoppers? We don't want to create a sense of panic shopping either. How do we handle it? So, what I really wanted to do, Steve, as you know, was I wanted to delay my shopping as long as humanly possible this month. I just wanted to conduct an experiment and see how long I could go without needing to shop. But when I saw this going on, when I was trying to just simply put stuff in my shopping cart without making the purchase yet, seeing all those error messages come up, 5 or 6, yeah. And they were mainly on canned good items. In fact, Steve, when you come back to me in a minute, I actually wrote them down in the book. What do you think of this thus far? I mean, am I wrong to possibly jump to a conclusion? What do you think about this?
No, not really, because, all right, I actually have a little bit of an update. I did a video, matter of fact, the one that aired earlier this afternoon, that's still, people are still viewing, my subscribers and so on, talks about costs going up at the dollar store. Well, I just recently went to the dollar store, what was it, Wednesday. Lucky for me, with what I bought, I didn't buy much. I bought a notebook pad, paper pad, and some soap and some windmill cookies and some shortbread cookies. I just bought a few things. I spent about $5. Luckily, everything was still $1. It hadn't changed.
Good.
So, what do I think? I think this: before the prices do go up, because they will. I mean, this is just like the calm before the storm,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
I think the thing to do is to just go ahead, order now, Get it out of the way. Be
Yes.
prepared. It's kind of like having a stockpile for when bad weather, a hurricane, tornado, even a power outage. If something happens, you're all prepared. You got it. You don't, oh, well, I'm without this or I don't have that or
Right.
that's not the case. You'll be pre-stocked. So you're actually doing yourself more good than you are bad.
And Steve, tell the viewers, didn't I want to conduct a self-experiment and delay shopping period this month? Do you recall me mentioning that to you?
Well, I do remember this. I also, I'm thinking I heard that, or you were going to prolong it as long as you could. You were going to wait and see if you could maybe put in an order like the third week of October.
The very latest possible. I wanted to see. So out of an abundance of caution, I said, you know what? You just need to slam the order button on this shopping cart. So I very strategically made my purchase. Steve, I'm going to mention specifically the items that that I found that were, gee, I have the wrong page. Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh, Lord.
You know, it's funny that you mention Amazon Prime. I know, and people that revert back to some of my older videos that I did about Prime. You can get it at a discount for $5.99 if you have a
Yes.
card or Medicaid. I started to put in an order as well. As a matter of fact, there's a certain type of coffee I do like. It's a great tasting coffee. Haven't had it in a long time. Can't find it in the stores. You got to order it. It's called Hills Brothers. And I'm not talking about the cappuccino. I'm talking about an actual can of Hills Brothers coffee. So because it's my birthday, and yes, you know, I've mentioned that several times over, that's what I want to do, even though my birthday's not until Halloween Day. I like to do little things along the way that make me feel good throughout the month, and even a little bit into November as well. So I want to order that, but I have the order on hold at the moment for not for long, maybe a day or two. But I want to see if I can, some of the other things that I wanted to get, I want to see if maybe I can locate a better price locally. But keep in mind, if I have to go and get it by car, I don't have far to go. It's maybe a 5 or 6 mile round trip. So
Right.
It's not like I'm using a lot of gas to go get it. So I'm trying to calculate in my mind, what can I get here? What can I get over there? It's always best to compare.
Absolutely. It's good to have that strategy.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So, yeah. So when in my, like I said, it was, trying to order stuff and just keep it in my shopping cart and delay, and just slam it as late as possible this month. But based on my getting all of those error messages, because also, Steve, a couple of people told me that in their actual physical stores, like the one that begins with a W and the other one that begins with a T, they're finding signs all over the place about limited shopping for certain items. So I'm not there, but that's what I heard. All right, but online at the place that begins with A, the national brand name of beef barley type soup, the one that's $1.48, that has limited purchase. Hunt's pasta sauce, 24 ounces, that has limited purchase. Now I decided, Steve, to go ahead and start, because of what I saw. I said, you know what, Jan, it might not be a bad idea to stock up now for some Thanksgiving Day items. For example, I love my Bruce's yams. And if there's a supply interruption and all this and all that, who knows if I'm going to make it land on my own stockpile shelf. So I didn't want to take a chance, and I slammed the purchase button on the Bruce's yams. And that also had limited purchase on it. And that was for the 29-ounce can. And also, now this I found strange, Steve. Idahoan mashed potatoes, the roasted garlic, the packages.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I don't think I've ever seen a limited purchase on those. Interestingly, now it could be because it's related to Thanksgiving. I don't want to jump to conclusions. It could be unrelated to anything sort of disruption of supply and all that. It could just be because of Thanksgiving, limited to supplies to families, okay? But the Idahoan mashed potatoes in the pouch, the dried ones, roasted garlic, that was limited purchasing restriction, 10 or less. But here's the shocker of all. And yes, this to me shocked me. I don't know what changed from point A to point C, but in my lifetime, I never ever thought I'd see the day that actually tuna fish, the chunk light tuna, listen carefully, not solid white albacore, chunk light tuna, that some people used to criticize it, in an awful way, but I actually enjoy the flavor of chunk light tuna. I think it's much more flavorful. That's my opinion. I also like the texture of it. But whoever thought the day would come that would be more money than the solid white? I almost fell down. I said, you got to be kidding. So there's some weird disconnects going on with the shopping. Don't know if it's holiday related. I don't know if it's because of short staff related. I don't know if it's because, supply chain interruption related. I know this. We all have to be more diligent in our shopping habits, especially now. Steve, does that make any sense?
Let me bring myself back. It does. Now, I never, usually, whenever I go to buy, I'm also a chunk light tuna person in water as well. But usually when I go and buy my tuna, I usually get it like in a 4-pack, and it's like $2.72 or like $2.75, which equates down to like 67, 68 cents a can. There's nothing wrong with the solid white. It's a drier meat. It works good if you incorporate it into something else. But if you're going to eat it outright, I would much rather do the chunk light because to me, it's tastier.
It's tastier. It reminds me of Italian tuna.
It does. And I do that sometimes. For those that don't know, it's a little trick that both she and I know. You get some olive oil. Of course, I prefer the extra virgin. Put that a little bit over the top of the tuna after it's drained, sprinkle a little pepper, and you mix it in and you eat it. And
yeah, it's quite good.
It gives it a completely different texture and taste than if you mix it with mayo and make a tuna salad out of it. It's
true.
Different, but it's good. So that is interesting that the solid white was more money, less money. Usually.
And the 4-pack, what you're referring, I almost ordered that 4-pack. I ended up switching it to get 2 bigger cans. I don't know if the 4-pack you're ordering are the smaller size or what, but the 4-pack that I saw of chunk light, they wanted like $4.69 or $4. Don't quote me, but it was in the $4 range, not even in the 2-something range. There are changes. Let's put it that way. No one should panic or anything. We could all, do our best, but we really need to make strategic purchases. Forget about the wants. Right now, if you're on a tight budget, the wants have to wait, in my honest opinion. If the prices are going up on certain things that you need, you have to pay more attention to need. And I know this audience, you guys are just so smart. Mm-hmm. This is a great opportunity for your viewers, Steve, to jump in and throw in your best suggestions for the right now time of grocery shopping. Please let us know your wonderful tips.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think now definitely go ahead if you got any shopping to do before, because I've been watching some of the news. You've been watching the news.
Yes.
They say that there is a shortage of truck drivers, which that really took me by surprise.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of why you have a shortage, and it's a whole other subject within itself. I understand a lot of people don't want to get the vaccine. I get that. They're scared to intake, something into your bloodstream. But that within itself, and the ships and the barges, that part of it's probably working correct. But then when it comes off the ship, in big metal large boxes, then it's taken and put on trucks, and that's probably where the havoc or the price that shooting the prices up is occurring from there, and the truck drivers getting it.
Yes.
Got to go to. So.
And if you are a truck driver viewing, I don't mean to sound cliche, but sincerely and humble thank you from both of us.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
we don't take you guys or gals for granted. Because when Superstorm Sandy hit and we were out of power for 5 days, and the trucks were not allowed into New York because the tunnels were closed, the bridges were closed. Literally, it put our city, our powerful city, at a standstill. So a humble thank you to you guys and gals.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Yeah, we thank you. Yeah.
But to the shopping, diligence. Sorry, Steve. I didn't mean to trip on you.
No, just yeah, I was just saying thank you for the truck driver as well. And bottom line, simple analogy: go get what you need. Go ahead and get 2 or 3 extra. You'll thank yourself in a few weeks, next week, a month and a half from now, 2 months. That also depends on the frequency of something you use. Stock up. If you have, again, and this is, I did a thing the other day about wholesale club versus a Walmart or regular store. Prices can vary. I'm not saying that you're going to get the best deal at a wholesale club. You might get a better deal Walmart or some other store.
Right.
Save a lot if you have it. You have to weigh your options. It depends. Not every.
And bulk shopping isn't for every situation. For example, I'm here alone, for example. Do I need to buy 1 year supply of toothpaste? Not really. I could be fine with a couple of boxes of toothpaste for a couple of months. And then when I don't need to buy a year's supply of toothpaste. I don't need to lay out all that money for that when I could be buying different things. It all depends on your family. If you have a large family, then that might be a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, bathroom tissue, we all know we like bathroom tissue. I don't mind buying a bunch of that and putting that away, or paper towel. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. Things that that you use on an everyday basis, day in, day out. That's really one place you might want to consider, putting your money into. A little extra toilet paper, paper towel, certain things that is going to get used daily. Because people use paper towels more than once a day. I mean, every time you.
Absolutely.
So. Yes.
Well, I can say this, Steve, that I'm not saying never get a want, but considering the situation, now it could be a holiday reason. I'm not necessarily blaming the broken supply chain at all. It could be that. I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. So if you're on a strict budget right now because things are very tight for you and you want to get out of debt, keep your want purchases to a spare minimum. The wants, find out something else to want. Don't want things that you have to spend money on.
No. Oh, another thing. Again, I live in a hurricane-prone state. Listen. It doesn't. Listen. I'm in Florida. I'll tell you guys where I'm at. I'm sure you already know. I have water on both sides of me. I've got water below me. You got the Atlantic, you got the Gulf of Mexico, and you got, down toward Key West. So I can be impacted by a hurricane very easily. It can come from either side.
Yes.
I've had a hurricane approach from the Atlantic Ocean side, and I've had one approach from the Gulf of Mexico side. Matter of fact, my parents and I, 2004, you can look it up, Hurricane Charlie, it came in through Punta Gorda, and it went up through the middle of Florida and then off to the right, and it went off somewhere around Kingsland, Georgia, or Brunswick, and it went off. But no, make sure you're stocked up. Batteries, which is another, got to have waters, paper towel, toilet paper, things that that you have to have on a regular basis.
And a can opener.
Right, can opener. Now, can opener, make sure you get a decent one. Don't go and buy a cheap rinky-dink $1.88 one. Go ahead and spend a few dollars and get.
You're right, Steve. Some things in life you should never cheap out on.
No, I've been down the road of can openers. I've got a $1.88 one here that broke on me.
Wow.
So.
Well, thanks for letting me mention my experience today. I said, you know what? I think this is a symptom of something bigger and greater.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that, or it could be something else, but there's something going on. Yeah. Just be ready and be well stocked up.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm glad I was able to get you on to get your.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And
And thank you guys for watching.
Right. So thank you for watching. Be on the lookout. Just to let you guys know, like I said, now that I'm getting my Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday uploads in place, I'm trying to let everybody know to where they can be on the lookout for me. So my next upload is going to be Recipe Tuesday. So that'll be at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely tune in if you're able to. And I think you'll enjoy what I have to put up this coming Tuesday. So Janet, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Sure, no problem. You're welcome. And I will see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everybody.